Nachmanides, in his commentary on the Torah, tells us that the time between Pesach and Shavuot, the 7 weeks period between Pesach, when we got out of Egypt, and Shavuot, when God gave us the Torah on Sinai, he says it's a Chol HaMoed. It is an intermediate days. It is the intermediate days of a festival. It's a joyous, wonderful, happy time. Just like the 7 days in between the first and last days of Sukkot, the 7 days between the first and last days of Pesach are a joyous, wonderful, quasi-festive, not quasi, a real festive time. So the Ramban says it's a lengthy 7-week period of Chol HaMoed, joyous, happy time between Pesach and Shavuot. Unfortunately, events in our history threw a black cloth over that time and muted the joy and the happiness that we are actually supposed to feel at this time. There was the death of the students of Rabbi Akiva, according to one source, the Gemara, 24,000 of them, horrific, a devastation of the world of Torah, a devastation of the Jewish world, a loss of an entire generation of Torah transmitters, because apparently the Gemara says they didn't have sufficient respect, sufficient honor for each other, something we have to think about. And then the sages throughout the centuries made it into a time that we are supposed to have a level of mourning for these students of Rabbi Akiva, hence my hirsute state and my lengthy hippie-like hair. I apologize, but that's what we do. But it's really a time that we are supposed to think about that type of behavior, think about respect for each other, think about respect for the Torah, think about the idea of human dignity, important stuff. A second black cloth that was thrown over this time, certainly for European Jews, was 1096, the First Crusade. Many of the deaths of the Jews of the Rhineland area occurred between Pesach and Shavuot, and hence for us there's also not just a distant mourning of Rabbi Akiva, but a more recent mourning during that time. But we should know that there are occasions during this time when the black blanket is pierced and the light of this Chol HaMoed, this beautiful time, comes out and illuminates the time. 2 of those times occur this week. Pesach Sheni, which is a celebration of the desire of a Jew to connect to God and to connect to Judaism, to connect to other Jews who are exempt from the Passover celebrations, the Passover offering, the Korban Pesach. They said, Lama Nigara, why should we? Even though they were exempt, they wanted to do it. They wanted to connect to Hashem. They wanted to connect to their fellow Jews. And Hashem said, you're right. And I'm going to give you another opportunity to connect. So to celebration of that, some people eat some matzah brai on that day. We don't say tachanun, a prayer of penitence that we usually say, but at happy occasions we don't say it. It's a minor celebration, but significant. Another celebration coming up this Friday is, of course, Lag BaOmer, when again another hole has pierced that black cloth and revealed the light that comes out of that time, this beautiful time. It was the death of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, in which he revealed some of the deepest components and sections of the Zohar, Jewish mystical teachings, hence the bonfires. It was also the end of the plague on the students of Rabbi Akiva, and hence it's not a cause, it's a cause to be happy, but celebration, they stopped dying. But really, it's just that curtain has been torn, and the true light and nature of these days is revealed on that time. So those are the 2 things we're celebrating this week. As Dickens said, it was the best of times, the worst of times, but we feel it's the best of times with some negative stuff that did happen, but still a good time, preparation for the Torah, preparation for Shavuos, and a form of a Chol HaMoed. Have a wonderful Shabbos. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parshat Vlog.